Real Rap with Reynolds point system, take one. Action. It's summertime and it's too hot to go outside. It's like 105 degrees today in Philadelphia. So I didn't want to go to school, but I wanted to look like I was in school because it just makes me feel like my opinions are more valid and like you'll take me more seriously. I've been asked this question more times than I can count. So I wanted to make a quick video about what I mean when I'm talking about my point system in my class. I did make a video about this before, and I've talked about this in a lot of other videos, but it's always something that's like lost in the middle of like a bunch of other videos and in the middle of a vlog somewhere or something like that. So for your uses, I have extracted that clip and I'm going to play it here now, and then I'm going to talk about it afterwards. But real quick before I show you this, I use points as a way to manage my classroom. It is not the only thing I do to manage my classroom, but saying to a student, you got or lost a point because of something, makes them listen more to what you're saying. So check out this 48-second clip, and then let's talk about it. Here's how I work point. I've said this before in other videos, but kids get 6 points a day. It's 30 points a week. They're largely participation points. So if you're on point, if you're doing things you're supposed to be doing when I ask, or when you're supposed to be doing them, if you're participating, if you're working hard, if you're handing things in, you get all of your points. Otherwise, I take points off. Here's the thing, I don't always actually take the points off, because if I think that you kind of did a better job later or you got it together, I just give you those points and I don't really take them off. They're like imaginary. And if someone does a really great job, I will sometimes give them imaginary points towards their grade, right? I'll say, oh, that was really great. You get imaginary extra credit for doing that. Or that was a great joke. Congratulations, you got imaginary extra credit. And no one ever really asks about imaginary extra credit, so just continues to be imaginary. More than anything, I would love if what my students did, of all of their actions came from sort of like intrinsic reward system that they have going on in their own head. But it's not. The fact of the matter is that a lot of us are motivated by extrinsic rewards. And so by saying, hey man, I don't like what's happening over there right now, I feel like we're gonna lose a point in a minute, makes kids actually listen to you. Just like saying, hey, that was really great, man. You get a point for that. That motivates students. And that's something we can talk about, work through as the year goes on. But after 14 or 15 years in the public school system, saying point to a kid makes them get on point. It's also important to note that you don't have to take this system for exactly what it is. You can modify it and shape it to look anything you want it to look like. But I simply have my seating chart that I use every single day. I go on there and I write the number of points that each student has. I tally them up at the end of the week, and it's that simple. And since I'm a big fan of what Wendell Berry would say, practicing redemption, I look for opportunities for students to get better at what they've already done, right or wrong. So maybe someone started off the class really strongly. Maybe they started off the week really strongly, but then they struggled in the middle of the week. There's a chance for them to redeem themselves and to gain points that will then improve their grade. So at the end of the week, those points, there's 30 points that go into my grade book under the title of Classwork, and that has a serious effect on students' grades. Now these points look a little bit different for each student because I know my students. So I know A, B, or C level work from one student is not exactly the same for another student. And so I'm mindful of that. I'm mindful of the fact that fair is not equal. And so that's going to take you, the teacher, to sort of really think about what that number of points is and what grade correlates to the sort of performance that student had that week. And then always, without fail, those points are in my grade book by the end of the day on Friday. I want students to end the week knowing what they did so we can have a conversation about how they might do better next week or how they might just move the needle just a little bit to get a bit of a higher grade. And that's it. I hope this helps. And now, if nothing else, I have a video to point all those questions towards to say, hey man, made a video about that point thing I keep talking about all the time. Here it is. Sure is quiet in my classroom today. I think I'll go relax on the couch over there, or over there. I'm not sure what side it's on. That's it, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.